Hi everybody, Paul Zabin here from Dance House International. One more time for the quick tip series. Here we go, lesson 3 this time. Are you ready? So what we're looking at today is breathing through your muscles. I know when you breathe, your chest expands and you inhale air and the diaphragm falls and your chest gets bigger. And when you exhale, the diaphragm rises, pushing air out and your chest kind of collapses. So it goes up and breathing out in. Now the same sort of thing happens when we move in Latin America, but it's a little bit different. We call it breathing through the muscles. So what we've got to understand is when you align your head, your chest and your pelvis, where is that falling? It could fall again on the heels, on the middle of the foot, on the ball of the foot or the toe, allowing you to fall forward. Now we don't want to fall forward because that's what's going to happen. If you align yourself and you start to fall forward, you actually become like this arc. You create an arc where you fall forward, or like a falling tree. What we want to create is a movement forward. Now the movement will occur when you begin to relax into your hip. We call it breathing through the muscles. Now the hip can move in about 3 different ways. I'm going to show you a very basic, very basic understanding of how the hip moves. If I pick up my top here and you can see the belt buckle, right? Judging from the belt buckle, there's 3 different actions which we create. There's one which is called just a settling action, where you settle into the hip. Kind of like when you're standing at a bus stop and you're waiting for something to happen, where you're just standing on one foot and you're kind of relaxing and bending the other knee, and you're dropping the hip. You can either do it on one foot or the other foot. This is the settling action effect, yeah? Where you have no support on one knee and you have all the support on the other knee. The body is very intelligent. It redirects your energy or your body weight into the standing leg. Yeah? So from here, if I'm standing on my left leg, my right knee is bent, it's okay. I've got the settling action. If I go to the other side, again, the same thing. I've got my knees straight on one side, settling action on the other side. So when you're watching all those clips with Shakira and Ricky Martin and having them moving all their body the way they do, it's nothing really special, it's just physics. Stand upright, bend one knee, you're going to fall. But if you bend one knee and redirect your hip in the opposite direction, you're actually going to settle. So this is what we do all the time when we use a settling action in Latin American. The other one, if I get my knees very straight, and now if I have the belt buckle twisting, I keep my chest cavity exactly where it is, and I twist, 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 twist. I don't know if you can see this. So we're twisting the belt buckle all the way around. So our hips are creating a round lateral action where we're twisting around and you're creating muscular contraction to make that happen. No sense in doing everything together because that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a twisting action like they used to do in the 50s and 60s. You know, twist again, that sort of thing. The last one, and probably the most important one, is we compress not to hurt our back, and we pendulum swing forward and back and forward and back. So the pelvis can go forward and back, yeah? You're working it forward and back. We're going to be looking at these 3 actions later on in the program and how they affect movement, how they affect propulsion, how they affect speed, acceleration, deceleration, all that sort of stuff. And most importantly, your balance. At the moment, we're looking at breathing through your muscles. Looking at these 3 actions, the first one we're going to use is the settling action to allow movement to occur. So the breathing aspect will be in, where you hold yourself, and as you settle through the settling action through the hip, let's say I'm going to bend my right knee, I'm going to move forward, my knee comes forward, but my hip settles sideways and slightly rotates backwards. That's the breathing out effect. So if my hip could breathe, it would do like this. It would go, and then it would let it out. And as that happens, if you allow it to, your head, chest, and pelvis now create movement. One more time. Breathe in through your body, hold yourself up, keep your rib cage up and alive and aloft, allow the hip to settle, allow the knee to bend, allow the belt buckle to rotate. As that happens, you're getting a settling feeling. Now again, don't drop your body as it happens. Leave the body upright, move the hip away, the foot will start to go forward, and as the foot goes forward, your body should be on its way off the back foot. Again, that's a breathing action. So breathe into your hip, breathe out of your hip, breathe into your hip, out of your hip, into your hip. You should feel a bit of a stretch happening on both sides. Okay, now if we put it both together, we put the settling action and the twisting action together, you will get movement. You will get a breathing effect. And as that happens, you breathe in, change body weight, breathe out. Breathe in, change body weight, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, of course, I'm not actually using actual physical breath. I'm not going, I'm not doing that at all. What I'm doing is I'm contracting the muscles and relaxing them, contracting them and relaxing them. What am I actually contracting? The pelvis forward, the pelvis back, pelvis around and round, and the settling action of the pelvis. Give it a try, see how you go. We're going to continue along this path and add information to this as we did for the other two. So let's just quickly recap. Lesson 1 was on what the responsibility was of the leader and the follower. The follower's responsibility is never stop moving. Never stop moving what? The rhythm. Your body through the rhythm, the timing. Make sure it's all the same so that you become constant. That way, the leader, their responsibility is to change the follower's direction. They understand when to do it. If you continue to be constant, the leaders know exactly when to catch you, when to move you, when to change your direction. Lesson 2 was on centering, finding the center of your head, center of your pelvis, chest, and center of your pelvis. So those 3 centers, once you align them, you can have them on the front of the foot, the back of the foot, the side of the foot. You can literally drop down a line through those centers and you know exactly where they are. And now with this lesson, we talked about breathing through the muscles and the 3 hip actions, very basic stuff at the moment, and how we can create a breathing out effect to create movement. Remember, we breathe out to move through the hips. And 1. We don't arrive on the foot and go 1 and again, I'll explain that later on. Okay? So hopefully that was a little bit insightful. Hopefully that helps your dancing along. And as we said, these quick tip series will continue moving and we'll continue adding and you'll continue gaining knowledge to what you've already done. Always remember, practice, practice, practice. Doesn't matter how many lessons you go to, doesn't matter how many videos you watch or YouTube stuff you see, you must practice. You must actually feel it. As we always say, you must jump out of the nest and flap your wings. There's no sense in sitting in the nest and flapping your wings. You're not going to fly. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've had a great time listening to this. It's Paul Zabin signing off. See you next lesson. Bye-bye for now.